Okay, put on your phone on silent mode. Refrain from walking in or out of the door when the program has started to avoid distracting the speaker. Be attentive and participating. For the meeting for Evaluator for online, mute when you are not speaking. Please inform that this meeting will be recorded from Zoom. Showing on the screen is the video release consent. Keep the timer prior to delivering your speech. Sit in good posture, relax, and enjoy. Now, I would like to invite the President of Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club, Yves, for his opening address.
Thank you, Claire. Good evening.
Good evening.
Is it okay for not using mic?
Okay.
Project Evening. Okay, fantastic. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and our distinguished guests.
Good evening.
Today, I'm so happy to see some of you. It's first time here. Not only our guests, also our reinstated members. Very welcome to the physical venue here. And today, we are gathered here to celebrate World Book Day, which is the death and the birth of William Shakespeare, to mark the 3rd of April. And it's a day dedicated to the love of reading and the power of books. And as a Toastmasters, we know the importance of effective communications, and book is one of the most powerful tools for us to enhance our communication skill from reading, and that's where we can have input and output on that. And books are the source of power and the knowledge, inspiration, as well as entertainment. Me, myself, is one of the book lovers. And in fact, I read every single day. And that's why I want to share my love with the book to all of you here to have this World Book Day. And through readings, we can learn about history, we can learn about culture, we can learn about society, and almost every kind of skills we can learn from reading a book. However, we cannot stop there. I used to learn from books on how to edit a video, and even swimming. Yes, learn from a book on how to swim. But doesn't mean that we can only read on books. No, we have to practice to put our knowledge into action. So knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is even more powerful. And books are just a source of the information. And that's what we have to put into practice to have the power to empower us to improve on our daily life. And books also can bring people together, whether it's through a share of love on a particular author or a genre, or through a common topic of the interest. And as a Toastmasters, we have a unique opportunity to use the power of books to enhance our communication skill and become better leaders and better speakers. And while reading a book on public speaking and leadership, especially the book I love most is How to Be with Friends and Influence People. And that's where I learned about how to connect with people and how to be a better communicator. And so let us celebrate World Book Day by embracing the power of books and committing to read, to learn, and to grow as a communicators. And let us explore new ideas and from a diverse perspective and connect with all with a share of love of reading. And as the renowned author Neil Gaiman once said, a book of a dream that you hold is in your hand. So let us hold on to all these dreams and let them inspire us to become a better communicator and better human beings. So let's get started with our meetings today. Now, I'd like to introduce our Toastmaster of the evening today, which is MC of the meetings. Usually she's very humble. She purposely asked me to introduce her in a simple way. However, I like to break. She is our club secretary who is also a business owner of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beauty salons. Let's welcome Eileen Chin.
Thank you for the president for your compliment for me. All right. So good evening again, fellow Toastmaster. I'm Eileen Chin, and I'm Toastmaster of the evening today. So actually, I quite been so long never been this long prayer Toastmaster of the evening. So anyway, because I saw so many guests here today, so let's begin today's meeting. Before we begin, I shall invite Toastmaster prepare the slide. Okay, I will introduce what is the Toastmaster. All right. Today theme is Workbook Day. Just now our president already explained what is a Workbook Day, right? So continue to next slide, please. All right. All people can see this handsome guys, right? So what is the Toastmaster? This Toastmaster usually founded by Dr. Roxy Smedley in 22nd October 1924, almost 98 years. Actually, it's coming soon 100 years. So this one is a all worldwide non-profit education organization, and this is empower people to become more effective speaker, communicator, and leader. And this also a network of over 280 members in more than 14,700 clubs across 144 countries, included Sutera Utama Club. And as I think some of guests haven't become our Toastmaster. If you become our Toastmaster, you can choose. We have 11 paths for your learning journey. So you can choose either one or two for your pathway journey. Okay, next slide, please. In this meeting, actually, we have 3 main sections. The is speeches. Second is a table topic, and last but not least is our project evaluation. All right. So with a smooth and run meeting today, we cannot without any role player. So let me introduce who is our role player today. The first meeting is our Joanne. She become SAA. So every member, please hold on your applause. Later, when I introduce all the role player, then we can give them a round applause. Second is our president for Eastern, our club president. Another one is the Dream Master Jojo Day. Non-Dream Master is our Joanne Lim, VPE of the club member. So continue is a timer, Lai Po. And star counter is Leung Ying Ee, Visionary Mastery Level 5. And last but not least is our GE from Nusajaya, Eileen Lim, long time no see, Eileen, all friend also. So before we begin, I shall invite our today very special. We got 2 Hemarani, but they are so humble. They don't want to come out on stage. They want to explain their team. They want to explain the work of the day on the downstairs. Or you want to come out because our online guest online member can see who is our Hemarani today. So shall I invite our 2 special Hemarani today, Jason Chang and Singy, our member. Please come on there. Thank you.
Today we have both Hemarani, Singy, and me. So the word of the day is scrutiny. And the idiom of the day is use everything in the book. So please use word of the day and idiom of the day often throughout our meetings. Thank you. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Jason. So suddenly I saw two people, right? So may I know, can you introduce yourself for our guest or member? How about the guy first? Can you introduce yourself? Who is your name? What is your occupation or what your profession or hobby or something?
I'm sorry, but the guests need to use a mic for the online participants to be able to hear. Thank you.
Okay. My name is Joanne, and I'm working as the night opportunity in as a knowledge executive. Thank you.
Hello everyone, good evening. My name is Yves. Okay, now I'm working as a limousine service driver. So I'm from Penang. Now I live in Johor.
Thank you. Welcome both of you. All right. So before we start, today we also got one special new member induction ceremony. So later I shall invite our VPN of the Jojo Day to present the new member induction ceremony. Please welcome on stage. Thank you. Thank you, Jamie and Eileen. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My name is Jojo. I'm the Vice President membership of this club. So my duty is to introduce our new members here. So fellow Toastmasters, it's now our duty and a very exciting time because we have to induct 3 new members into Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club. This is a very important occasion for our and also for our new members. This individual had come to Toastmasters seeking to improve their learning, their communication skill, and also leadership skill. So now we have the opportunity to help them learn, grow, and achieve. I will now call our new members forward and ask them to join me at the lesson here. So please, behold your applause. Here the ceremony is complete. Please for that. And also Mission, EJ, please stand. That's our here. Yes, at the front here. So
Yes, am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, yeah,
Hello?
on the way. Yes. Okay, Afan, Mission, and EJ, yeah, joining a worldwide organization that help more than 4 million people to learn how to communications more effectively. As a member of the Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club, you will benefit from a proven program of self-development. You will become part of our standing group of people who are dedicated to helping one others in a spirit of sharing and enjoyment. So Joanne, our Vice President membership, have this new member meet have been given an opportunity to discuss their needs and go with the club?
Yes, they have.
Yes, okay.
Yes.
So may I know who have been assigned as their mentor for our new member?
For our new member, Arfan Haider will be mentored by our President Yves. For member Xiong Hui Ping will be mentored by Our Vice President, Public Relations, Jason Chung, and Ong Eng Ju, same thing, will be mentored by Jason Chung himself. Thank you. Back to Jojo.
Right now, our mentor, Yves, and also Jason, please stand. As an experienced Toastmaster, you have been asked to help new members to get up to have a good start. Do you accept this responsibility and to share and willing to share your knowledge and experience with our new members?
Yes. Yes.
Yes, thank you. Now, I would like to ask our new members, please raise your right hand. And also, please to fellow members and confirm your membership by repeating the following words. Next slide. The member of Toastmaster International of Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club. I, your name, promise.
Yes, to attend club meeting regularly, promise.
Number
To
two,
prepare all my speeches to the best of my ability, basing theme and projects in the pathway programs. Number three, to willingly prepare for and fulfill meeting assignments. Number four, to provide fellow membership with helpful constructive evolutions.
in continuous by our mission.
I promise Yong Hui Xin to help the club maintain the positive, friendly environment necessary for all members to learn and grow. 6, to willingly serve my club as an officer when called upon to do so. 7, to treat my fellow club members and our guests with respect and courtesy.
In continue by EJ.
I, EJ, I will promise to bring guests to club meeting so they can see the benefit Toastmasters membership offers. To adhere to the guidelines and rules for all Toastmaster educations and recognition programs. And the last one is to maintain honest and high ethical standards during the conduct of all Toastmaster activities.
Thank you, and welcome to Sutera Utama Toastmasters. Now, I would like to invite all the members here, our Sutera Utama Toastmasters members here, please stand and repeat our club place to our new members. And we repeat together.
Only members, only members.
Yes, only members. Okay, 1, 2, 3. We,
We, the members of Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club, will support each
will
other in
support
their
each
quest
other
for
in the
self-development,
quest for
to provide each other with positive, helpful evaluations, to maintain a friendly, supportive atmosphere, give opportunities to help each other, and to make Toastmasters membership a rewarding and fulfilling experience.
thank you, members, and please sit down. And we hope that you will enjoy our Sutera Utama Toastmasters Club. Now, I would like to invite our president Yves to give a certificate for our new members
Just like gift.
and also a ribbon that for the yes, here. Michelle EJ here. After we will keep the ribbon for you, and when you are come here, we'll pass it to you. Yes, actually the cert with the yes,
Alpha first, ah?
yes,
Okay, okay, okay.
we take it one by one.
Screenshot or screenshot.
And
So screenshot.
Yeah.
So you want to get with the
Then the certificate also.
Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, done. Next, our next member is Michelle.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Our next member is Jane.
1, 2, 3. Nice.
Let's have a seat. Now I'd like to pass the control back to our TMC to let activity. Thank you. Our VPN Jojo, they have a simple and nice new member induction ceremony. So moving on is our VPN speech session. Before we begin, before I invite the next speaker, this speaker is doing his project. He is Projective Relationship Level 3 elective project, connect with your audience. And his project purpose statement is the purpose of this project is for the member to practice the skill needed to connect with an unfamiliar audience. He is a digital marketer, and he is also our club president and G3 area director. So before I invite timer to do the timer sequence? For the 5 minutes, the green light will be shown, and the 6 minutes, the yellow light will be shown, and the 7 minutes, the red light will be shown, and 7 minutes, 50 seconds, the speaker, please break up your speech, and 7:30 minutes, the bell will be rung. So, fellow Toastmaster, please welcome our next speaker. Yves, oh, he's on and say.
Thank you, Eileen. Good evening. And today, I want to share a story of myself and from a book. First thing first, I want to ask all of you here and online. Do you ever have a dream to become an entrepreneur? See 2 hands, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So there's got a lot of people want to be boss, want to be an entrepreneur, and to be your own boss, right? And me myself also the same. And that's where I become a serial failing entrepreneurs, and I will say myself fail forward. And this during my journey, I found out one book. This is the book, The Hard Thing About Hard Things from Ben Horowitz. And he's a venture capitalist and also a startup founder as well as CEO. And according to him, there's a lot of books about success, how to be success, how to be in marketing, how to be in business. And unfortunately, there is no book about failure. There's no book about the hard things. And what is the hard thing? The hard thing is not about setting a big goal. It is about what if you set out a big goal and we cannot achieve it. The hard thing is not about to design an organization chart that get people to what is ranking. The hard thing is about how to get the people inside organization that you design to communicate with each other. The hard thing is not about wake up and you can have a dream. The hard thing is about you wake up in the middle of the night, yet you scream in a cold sweat and in a nightmare. And how to do it? This is what Ben Horowitz shared in the books. And the first lesson I learned is to embrace the struggle. And how to embrace the struggle is that there is no guarantee for a success when we try on to be an entrepreneur. we know we must work very hard. And it's me myself work very hard. And since 23 years old, I try to become a small boss myself. And the first business I start is try to sell clothes online. And it's a female clothes, which I'm a male. How can I sell female clothes in a way? And the days before Facebook, I do it on JB Talks, the forum, and try to sell. Okay, this is the first comment. Comment surprise again, and then it's not about register the SSN. It's very easy. You still remember that there's one rainy day. We go to the government department there and they sell SSN. And then it's a very rainy day. And I thought, I asked myself, why I need to be so struggling? Why I need to do that? Isn't it good to continue to work in Singapore with a not very well salary and then to push myself at this age? And then, unfortunately, as I was saying, the business in the first try. Then I continued to move along. I finished my diploma in accounting and then transform myself to become a executive. And then that's where I started to set another NASDAQ, and then I want to start again. And this round, I partnered up with my partners when we visited the escape room, and we see. Do you know what is escape room? It's a team building game where you have to solve the puzzle, get the password, and then escape it within an hour. And then when I go to the other escape room, I see, wow, there's so many people queuing there and pay the money. And that's what I want to make some money. Then I partner with my friends. Then I use all my savings converted from Singapore dollar to Malaysia, and then I start my second business. And this round, it is not easy, and I'm full-time to go to operate the front business. And this is when the first time I learned about how to market my business. Because I learned nothing. I know about accounting, I know about cash flow, financial statement, but I don't know about how to promote the business to people. And that's why I learned this time on myself, how to promote the business. And luckily, we have a good start. Although I won't say we have a sufficient of capital, because we not even have the 3 months running cash flow in the beginning. And then, luckily, the business can grow, and that is where we can get our business to run for about 3 years. And then the sales start shrinking. Why? Because we didn't update the renovation, we didn't change the game structure. For those who have played before, they don't want to try it again. So they will come to a point that shall we reinvest our earnings and then to try again for the same business model. So after nights of the discussions, we decided to close it up. So my second lesson is learn from the failure. What doesn't kill you make you stronger? And the last lesson that I learned from the book and from my personal story is focus on the long term, which I highly resonate with the author. Talking about things, definition. What is about the long term? Thinking myself can be in event entertainment industry for my whole life, from 30 years old to 60 years old until I retire. Is it a factor? Twice, and the answer is no. In order to focus on the long term, long run, I discussed with the other partner. He's a programmer. This round, I know that his expertise in programming, coding, which is I'm also learning at that time. Then suddenly I find out there's children event review. Since I already have a partner on professional in the programming, I should focus on what to know, and which is something that interests me, and which we always do is digital marketing. Is to try to let people know about your online presence, your business online. This is where this is the focus on the long term, and this is where I find out my passion in my life. And where you can get the compound interest. So that is where I tried my third time. This job as a freelance digital marketer, started to learn all this myself, and then this is what I learned from my second business during the external. But this is something that I go deep, and then I can get. And so far, I've been more than 5 years as a digital marketer, freelance, and I will continue to invest myself into learning and focus on the long run. And I want to exhort all of you here. We don't know, and it's easily that our business one day comes into scrutiny. We have a lot of stakeholders, from clients, from vendors, from a lot of people. We don't know when it's a city. I thought we all the check all the tricks that we learned in one. That's when we can become a better staff and build a better business. That's all, and thank you. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Our first speaker, Yves. So, fellow Toastmaster, I do agree that life is always difficult.
Yes.
Yes, right. So, but I believe if you never give up, you will achieve the goal one day, right? So, continue to our second speaker. Before I continue for second speaker, actually the first speaker, his evaluator is Maslow strategy relationship level 5. So my mistake, I never informed Ali, I never introduced his evaluator, Maslow, our ATB president also. Okay, so continue to second speaker. He was doing strategy relationship level 3 elective project using presentation software. His project purpose statement is the purpose of this project is for the member to introduce or review basic presentation software, strategy for creating and using slides to support or enhance a speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate his understanding of how to use presentation software, including the creation of slides and incorporating the technology into a speech. So his evaluator is Innovative Training Level 3. Before I invite this speaker, his title is Truly Asia. And this guy is a very young boy for me. Okay, and handsome also. Okay, he is self-expertise in pharmaceutical industry, and he is Tan Wee Min, strategy relationship level 1. Please welcome. You want to use now? No.
Yeah. Johor, Melaka, Negeri Sembilan, Selangor, Perak, Kedah, Pulau Pinang, Perlis, and what else do you have? Kelantan, Terengganu, Pahang, Sabah, and Sabah. I remember there used to be an ad talking about visiting Malaysia, and they used to take on Malaysia to leave Asia. I suppose some of you have listened to it, and I just mentioned 13 states in Malaysia, with all of them having their own distinctive and unique culture and a different special attractions that they have. So can I just have a show of hands? How many of you have visited all 13 states in Malaysia? One. There's only one. To be honest with you, I personally have not visited all states in Malaysia, except two, which is Kelantan and Terengganu. About 10 years ago, I had this inspiration that I want to visit all states in Malaysia. Part of the reason is I thought, and I realized that so many people around me, including friends, including my family, always choose to go overseas or choose to go other countries when an opportunity arises. At the same time, I'm also very astonished that, and even for myself, there are so many people who haven't explored every corner of our own beautiful country. So that is when I decided that I must visit all states in Malaysia. And that was 10 years back. So coming to 2022, around November, that is when I had my long-awaited dream come true.
Wow.
So I embarked on a journey. It was a 9 days road trip on my own. So yes. So I traveled from here, there is the bottom part, Johor, which is where we are at right now, all the way north up to Perlis on my own. It was an eye-opening trip, and I began to realize how beautiful Malaysia is. So today I want to introduce a few interesting places that I discovered along the journey to all of you. And let's start at the nearest, which is next slide.
Yeah.
The previous one. Okay, let's start from here, which is Negeri Sembilan. And when I talk about Negeri Sembilan, I want to mention Port Nixon. So when I mention Port Nixon, I'm sure the first thing that comes to mind will be beach, the beach, and it's always very crowded. But what I found in Port Nixon itself is another place called, thank you, is this place called the Ornamental Fish Center, or in Bahasa Malaysia is Pusat Ikan Hiasan. So what do we have here? You must be very amazed, right? Just another fish center. But what we have here is there are some sea creatures that you don't normally see in any other places. Example. Okay, thank you. Okay, for example, they have a lot of corals, different types of corals with different shapes, different colors. They have clownfish, which I believe some of you know it as Nemo. And then they have seahorses. And what's amazing is this place is also a turtle nursery. So you get to witness turtle right in front of yourself with your own eyes. Isn't it amazing that in Port Nixon you get to see turtles? So next time you go to Port Nixon, you know where to go lah. Next, I want to talk about myself being somebody who really loves being in nature. I enjoy the environment and I'm indulged in the serenity when I'm in nature. So I visited Kedah, and there's this place called Sungai Kedim Treetop Walk. So that suggests it gives you treetop walk experience. And this place, the whole route is nearly 1 kilometer long. So at this peak, which is around 26 meters from forest ground, you get to enjoy and get to listen to a lot of sounds of nature. Example, bird chirping. You have water flowing, which is underneath the walk bridge, and there's a lot of greenery, a lot of trees that you don't get to see from other places. So on the left, that will be the walk, and then there is the beautiful river underneath the walk. So there is another very nice place that I will encourage all of you to visit. But if you have a little bit of fear for height, I will encourage you to think twice. But if you decided to go for it, I'm sure it will worth the trip. Next is a place where I've never been to. It was my first time. In fact, this is the northernmost and the smallest state in Malaysia. But guess what? This place gave me the best scenery along my trip. So you must be wondering what scenery is that, right? So the place is called One Kalian Viewpoint. I'm not sure whether anyone of you has heard of this, but this is definitely worth going because at this viewpoint, you get uninterrupted majestic view of Malaysia Thai border. And from that platform right there, the colorful platform, you can just stand there and then you look down with the bridge and you get to see on the left, this is where the sky connects to the mountain and to the forest. In fact, this photo itself is my phone wallpaper because I'm gonna go to that place again. So I encourage, there's no word that I can describe how beautiful this place is, and you have to go and witness it on your own. If you go early morning, they say you get to see an ocean of clouds. So when the sun rises up, right, then there's a reflection and you get to see like orange, yellow clouds. Okay. So after I completed the journey along the west coastline of Peninsular Malaysia, it makes me want and love Malaysia even more. So I planned another trip along the east coastline of Malaysia. And for the next time you're planning a trip with your family or on your own, then I encourage you to travel in Malaysia and love our own state. Thank you very much.
Thank you, our second speaker. Wow, so great today. Both of speaker over the place. Come presentation, I decide tomorrow I want to walk around Malaysia with you. So, okay, all right. So continue, should I invite timer to do a timer with?
Thank you, TMC. Our first speech speakers, his son spoke for 7 minutes 28 seconds, and our last speakers, Kang Wei Ming, spoke for 7 minutes 26 seconds.
Oh.
So both of them are eligible for voting. Back to you, TMC.
All right, thank you. So I admit a little bit that the group will run few eligible for voting because our current speaker is 7:30 seconds. All right, so both speakers are eligible for voting. Thank you. So continue is our next session because this is really excited and fantastic table topic session. And before we begin, speaker also doing his project presentatory project level 3 elective project active listening. He is Afan other from online, our new member. Afan, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Yeah, so please welcome Afan, our table topic master today.
Thank you very much, table topic. Welcome all of you to the very exciting and interesting table topic session. I welcome all of you to enjoy this session. So actually, the main objective of this session is to improve your impromptu communication skills and to practice speaking, listening, organizing, and speaking skills. So I will be given questions related to our theme, the World Book Day. So every volunteer has to speak for 1 to 2 minutes to share your idea related to the questions. Let me share my slides. So this is ultimately purpose of this session. Okay, so the main goal is not to give perfect answer, but rather to share your ideas, to speak about the question that will be given to you. So I request to use every trick in the book to impress audience from your answer without worrying whether your answer is wrong or right. So this is not the question of wrong or right. Just share your ideas with confidently, clearly, so that audience can get easily from you. So without further ado, I would request timer to call upon the timing sequence for this session. Mr. Timer.
For 1 minute, green light will be shown. For 1 minute and 30 seconds, yellow light will be shown. For 2 minutes, red light will be shown. For 2 minutes, 15 seconds, ring will be bell. And 2 minutes, 30 seconds, speaker should read out your speech. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Timer. Actually, the main purpose of every Toastmaster is to practice, and practice makes you improve. So in order to practice, I should encourage all of you to give a chance to try to speak on this word book day topics. So just keep in your mind book and whatever you have read in your mind and just speak on these topics. So for my first questions, I will call upon any new member or any guest who would like to try. Maybe from online, we have luckily lots of new members here and also guests over there. So any volunteer would like to try? Yes. Who is going to try for our first target?
Miss Shaw.
Miss Shawl.
So I could choose a number.
Yes.
Yes. So what number would you like to open?
Number 1.
Number 1. Are you sure?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Number
so number 1 for you, the question is, what role do books play in your life and personal growth? Once again, I am repeating, what role do books play in your life and personal growth? Over to you, Ms. Sean. This question is clear?
Okay, thanks, Alpan.
You're welcome.
Books, yeah. I get contact to books. If my memory is correct, since I have a memory, because when I was a kid, my parents already start reading together with me, and to identify what is 1, 2, 3, and what is ABC. And now, I also still contact with books, but the role of the books become more. Instead of just learning technical skills, knowledge, example, what is 1, 2, 3 is a new input. Nowadays, the book for me is to get some insights. Example, just now, Yves sharing. Actually, when we adult, we read books, we are getting some insights other than knowledge. So for books, besides the knowledge, means the hard knowledge, I also get the insight, which is a soft side for me, for the knowledge. And because this is the summary of wisdom of other writers, so we can get very fast the wisdom of other people. So these are the role of the books in my life. Besides using this book sometimes to bang my kids. It's your turn to read books and do your homework. Okay, thanks. And back to you, Alfred.
Thank you, Ms. Son. Yes, you are right. So besides just knowledge, we have so many wisdoms of our authors, and also, yes, we can engage our children and train your children. Definitely, yes, you are right. So for my next target, who will be himself or herself come on the stage to ask the second question. Maybe anybody from online.
Can we have Hema?
Hema?
I can. How about the number 5?
Okay, 5. Here we go. Number 5, Hemarani. The question for you is, do you think ebooks will eventually replace print books, or will there always be a place for both formats in the reading world? Once again, I'm repeating, Emma, for you. Do you think ebooks will eventually replace print books, or will there always be a place for both formats in the reading world? Over to you, Hemarani.
Okay, thank you for the questions, and hi and good evening to everyone. I'm Hema here. Actually, ebooks for the nowadays, and since it's AI is take over our future, so ebook is more convenient since we have gadgets with our hands. So ebooks is really helpful for me. I always go for the pendrive.com. There will be thousands of PDF books that really help me to go through to get the new information within a second. I'm not denying that printed material is really effective for those who are going to learn, especially for the kids. But now, since we are in a rushing and every day we are trying to get new information to upgrade and develop ourselves, so ebooks are more convenient and more easy to gain our knowledge and upgrading our skills. Wait for a while. Okay, thank you. So again, I would like to say that ebooks really helpful, and since we have a lot of books, and one of my favorite book is The Magic by the Rondan. I have all of the collections, but I prefer to go to online because whenever I'm traveling, it's easy to open my gadget and go through with that things. Apart from the ebooks and printed materials, we also have the audio books that we can learn new information up to date to improve ourselves. At the end, it's not a matter about the printed materials or the audio or the ebooks, but the thing is how we are going to develop ourselves to improve our knowledge. That's it for now. For myself, Hemarani, thank you. Over to you, Arfan.
Yes, thank you, Hemarani. Thank you. You are right. You are very good, right? And you especially prefer ebooks, for even then you have a printed material magic book. So we will love to learn about the book that you recently read. Maybe next time we will learn what did you get from this book. So yes, you are right. Also, you mentioned for kids especially, this printed material is so beneficial, and also it is very efficient, and in less timing we can use e-books and also audio books. Yes, you are right. So we are going for the third question. So I would like to call upon our maybe guest. Josie is here. Miss Josie is our new guest and maybe visiting Toastmaster, I think. So would you like to try?
Number 7.
Number 7. Okay, number
You
7. Here we go. Number 7 for Josie. I'm reading the question for you. What do you think is the biggest benefits of reading books and why? Once again, what do you think is the biggest benefit of reading books and why? Over to you, Josie.
Hi everyone, I'm Josie. What is the biggest benefit of reading books? Honestly, I'm the one who like to read books, and the biggest benefit for me is it let me calm down my mind. If sometimes I cannot solve, or I have some problems that I cannot solve, then I will just read at the books. Even though the story of the book doesn't relate to what my problem is, but I always can get the ideas or some inspiration from the books. And reading books can let me to widen my knowledge. I like to travel, but because of financial issues, I cannot go a lot of places. So I can gain a lot of knowledge or some information from reading the books. That is the biggest benefits for me. Thank you. Back to you, Apan.
Yes, thank you, Josie. Yes, you are right. In order to solving problems or in order to calm our mind, sometimes we prefer to leave all other works and start just reading books. Yes, you are right. So now for the next try, I would like to call upon any physical guest or new members or any our existence
Yes, we are ready.
members.
EJ. Go, EJ.
Yes, any physical.
I have no choice.
You highlight.
Alvan, nice to see you again. Hi,
Sorry? Who is on the stage?
EJ.
PJ, which number do you want to open?
Number 8.
Number 8?
Yeah.
Okay,
Give it
okay.
over.
Here we go for number 8. Number 8 is very funny. Have you ever smelled the pages of an old book? How did it make you feel? Once again, I'm repeating. Have you ever smelled the pages of an old book? How did it make you feel? Over to you.
Been doing very well because I'm a BTC. The BTC stands for one check. That doesn't reach. That's right. That's why I can have an old books that never read. So I recall one day I have this experience smell at the book that I never opened at all. So what tricked me to be open it because I know the house copy and I see the cover is so nice. Wow. Then suddenly open up. Then the first thing I opened in full book, especially. Anyone? It's still like very nice. Like a very old flower or wooden, no, like kind of I don't know how to speak English, but it's called a Chenxiang, you know. It's really nice. It feel a bit fresh. And that's something to feel that. So there's so many old books that I never read. There's nothing to smell it on the one. So it's very important that I get inspired is because of the book itself is a very noble thing. Perhaps make by a really good tackles and make by a really good thinking. They keep the smell for so long after we keep a while. So back to the human being. If you have come with a really good quality in your life, you will keep long enough. It definitely will be smell very, very nice. Thank you so much.
Okay, we have more questions. Anybody else want to try?
Our guest.
Yes.
So I would like to pick number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
Number 4 is for you is how can we encourage more people to read, especially in the age of digital distractions? How can we encourage more people to read books, especially in the age of digital distractions? Sorry, what is your name? Our new guest.
My name is Chelsea.
Shanzi. Okay, over to you.
So as you all know, nowadays in this 21st century, nowadays social media everyone are very active in social media, and usually when during free times we used to surf this Facebook, Instagram, and all those things, and during our free time, and then so we will like get more knowledge on these social media platforms other than reading books. Yeah. So can
Repeat the question.
repeat the question.
Repeat the question.
Okay, how we can encourage people to read books? How we can motivate people to read book in this modern era? How we can say people so that they can read more books?
I can say that reading is all about gaining new knowledge. So like how I use speech and first phase is when you wanted to start a new thing. So reading is actually important to gain new knowledge. Thank you.
Yes, well done. Yes, you are right. So reading new books is very important for today's social media era. You are right. So we have more questions. Anybody else, any new friend, any guest, any visiting Toastmaster? Hello, am I audible? Yes.
Afan.
Am I? Yes. Which number do you like?
Number 5, business number.
Number 5?
Yeah. Oh, take it ready.
2, 3, 6,
These-
9, 10.
Okay, 6.
I think green are taken. You have to choose from blue one.
6.
Sorry, number?
6.
Number 6.
Number 6. Okay, number 6.
Before
Number
Afan present the topic, can we have the speaker to speak louder with the mic and to have the mic to be placed closer to the speaker because the audio is not very clear for online participants. Thank you. Afan, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So question number 6 is, how do you imagine the world without any books? How do you imagine the world without any book? Over to you, Mr.
Okay, Havan, come to your question. How do I imagine without any books? Okay, books is a fundamental to everything. Even the world begins with book. If there's no books nowadays, there's no any educational system or the lifestyle. Couldn't imagine it will enhance and leverage in terms of technical, economically, we will disaster if without books. Because if we go back to a few decades, the book is fundamental to get to know the language and then the skill of the person and where he will move to next level. That's important to have a book. Even Today, we talk about digital tools and then social media awareness, but all this came from the papers or written by all the knowledgeable teachers. That's why for the reference, we need book forever in our life. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, you are right. Books are very fundamental to our lifestyles and each and everything. Even I can say today our meeting is possible due to book. Imagine if books were not be available, then all this technology, science and advancement could not be possible without books. So this meeting is successfully going on due to the help of this background. There is a books knowledge. So we have more couple of questions. Actually, I want to maximize audience to get benefit from this session. This is very interesting and exciting session. So once again, I'm calling more members or guests to participate in this session. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 questions remaining. So for our next question.
Arfan,
yes.
I hate to stop you, but I believe we are behind schedule, so we will have to move on to the next session. Unfortunately,
okay.
Stay tuned for the next one.
It's okay. It's okay. Okay. Thank you once again.
Sorry,
And
Afan, later
before-
we can choose.
okay, it's okay. So before ending, I may call upon the timer, please, to give us the who is eligible for our best table topic speaker.
Our first table topic speakers, Miss Yong, spoke for 1 minute and 42 seconds. Second speaker, Emma, she spoke for 1 minute and 58 seconds. Third speaker, Miss Josie, she spoke for 1 minute and 6 seconds. Fourth speaker, Mr. Yves, he spoke for 1 minute and 25 seconds. Number fifth speaker, Miss Chelsea, she spoke for 1 minute and 44 seconds. Our last speaker, Mr. Sugans, he spoke for 1 minute and 35 seconds. Congratulations to all the speakers. You are all eligible for voting. Back to you, TME.
Thank you, Mr. Timer. And luckily, all speakers are eligible. So please vote them. And back to the Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you.
Right, thank you, Afan. Thank you.
Thank you. You're
Wow,
welcome.
Afan quite new Toastmaster, but he is exemplary speaker because he used very more question related to our tip today. So, last but not least, now is our photo and break session. Case, are you ready? Want to go toilet time right now?
Yes.
Is it we can have a short break for 5 minutes? Toastmaster? Because we only can toilet 5 minutes. Then later on we can chit chat after the meeting and eat some small light dessert for the after the meeting. All right. So shall we begin the photo session? Photo session.
Thank you very much to our SAA. Am I audible?
Yes.
All right, thank you. For the benefit of the guests, my name is Eileen. I am your general evaluator for tonight, and my role is to conduct the evaluation session of this meeting. The evaluation session shall consist of 3 main parts. Firstly, the evaluation on the prepared speeches that we heard earlier, followed by the table topics evaluation, and lastly, reports from the grammarian, the R counter, and also finally my report on the entire meeting proceedings. We have three speech evaluators tonight, and the time allotted for each evaluation speech is 2 to 3 minutes. May I invite the timer to demonstrate the speech timing sequence? Okay. All right. So at the second minute, the green light will be shown. Oops. I think the camera is a bit unsteady. All right. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, the yellow light will be shown. And at the third minute, the red light will be shown. And the speaker has 30 seconds to wrap up the speech. Now, may I invite the first evaluator, Strategic Relationship 5, Max Low, who will be evaluating our first prepared speech speaker of the evening on his Strategic Relationship Level 3 project, Yves. Let us welcome Max Low.
Firstly, I would say the element of a president is to know how to fully utilize the resources and the things you have in the surrounding. So because today our first speaker, who is our president also, who is very much fully utilized today, him, World Book Day to proceed to create today to proceed his own speech. So today his speech also involved to the book sharing. So it's very connected to the team. Well done. And today, our first speaker, Yves, his purpose is to speak a topic, unfamiliar topic to all of us, and also to perform the skill needed to engage audience. So how he did well in this to achieve his purpose? First, he used the book, the props. This is the props. So this is an unfamiliar book, but with the props, everyone can know, oh, where is the book? It's not just like, oh, coming in your mind. So we see there's physical thing. So to make us audience got engagement with his introduction of the book. The second thing, in his beginning, he asked a question to all of us. The question, I not very remember what was the question, but I remember when he asked the question, all of us replied to him. So did it very well for the engagement with the audience. And the third, he used his own stories to run his speech. What story is him using? Is the escape room story, his own business to do the escape room and the business of the digital marketing, all this story to let us actually story. To use a story is very easy for the audience to engage and connect with him. So very well done. And I would say there are few suggestions. My personal suggestion to him is the first. I think in a paragraph he did ask many the contrasting question about the hard thing. And he said quite a lot of contrasting questions. Maybe when he is asking, he can invite audience to reply him. Take an example. Audience, do you agree? Hard thing is it's not to set the target. Do you agree? And the hard thing is not this and that. Ask the feedback from the audience. And also he was using his own story as an entrepreneur. So maybe he can find some entrepreneurs here to engage with them. To have more engagement. And another suggestion is maybe this is a engagement speech. So, Mr. President, maybe you can adapt more humorous tactic in your speech. Take an example. I know your business is an escape room, so you can say, I see many of them cannot open the door, then I make money. And my thinking is just don't let them to open the door. This kind of the thing to make the audience to laugh, then you can you can remove the distance between you and your audience, and nothing can stop you if you want to. If you want to, nothing is hard thing. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Let us give our strategic relationship 5 Max Low a big round of applause. Thank you for the insightful evaluation. Now let us put our heads together to welcome the second evaluator, who will be evaluating our second prepared speaker, Innovative Planner 3, Bernard Wong, who will be evaluating Strategy Relationship 1, Kang Wee Ming, on his Strategic Relationship Level 3 speech. Let us welcome Innovative Planner 3, Bernard Wong.
Thank you, Madam General Evaluator, Eileen Lim. Thank you, Toastmaster Kang Wee Ming, for your speech entitled Truly Asia. You have demonstrated that you are able to use presentation software to create slides that are informative and that serves as visual aids to help you convey your message to your audience. Why do I say that? Firstly, I noticed that you had used clear slides with a light background. It was an orange background with black text, and that was very clear for me. My concern usually with presentation slides is because I am partial red-green blindness, color blindness. Therefore, I struggle when slides are not properly matched in terms of their text as well as pictures. You have a very colorful map highlighting the various states of Malaysia, and you had used a remote pointer to move your slides, and this way you are able to control the slides at your own pace. These are what you have done well. What I could suggest for you to work on would be, as you showed the states of Malaysia, I noticed that you had them colored, well colored, and you were mentioning the names of the various states. Perhaps for the guests or our members, for example, Arfan, I'm not too sure whether he has actually rather recognized the states, the various states in Malaysia. Perhaps you could have a list of the states and numbering them 1 to 13 or 14 with the federal territories, and having your map numbered so that your audience can identify the various states as you mention the names. Another point to take note is perhaps to mark out the 2 unvisited states. As you mentioned, you have not visited Kelantan and Terengganu. Maybe you can mark them in a different color. A suggestion also on this point about your speaking position. I noticed that you stood very forward towards the camera. I'm not too sure why. Perhaps you felt that you are too far away from your audience and therefore you step forward. But by doing so, you have neglected the audience who were behind you. They were looking at your back and not at you. Perhaps you could adjust your position by positioning yourself closer to the slides, to the screen. In this way, you would also not block your audience, because when you step forward, your audience may have difficulty, or rather they don't have a clear view of the slides behind you. In the map, you had actually marked the one that says the route. Perhaps you could number the 3 states that in a route: Negeri Sembilan, Kedah, and Perlis, and that will help your audience to identify these 3 stops that you are talking about. Wang Kelian, that name reminds me of the mass graves of the migrant Rohingyas. So I didn't have a good impression of Wang Kelian. But having seen the photo that you have shared with us, I think it's a beautiful place to visit. You may want to challenge yourself to inject enthusiasm in your speech delivery to engage your audience. Your slides are just purely visual aids. They do not speak your message. Employ a vocal variety. For example, during the canopy walk, I heard the chirping of birds, the howling of monkeys, and the shrill calls of the cicadas. These are something that you can do to engage your audience attention. With that, thank you for your speech. Remember, mark your slides clearly with some information. Remember your speaking position to allow your audience a clearer view of your slides. With that, back to Madam General Evaluator.
Thank you very much to Innovative Planetary Bernard Wong for his very insightful evaluation. I believe all of us have benefited from it as well. And now we have our third and final prepared speech, not prepared speech, sorry. Our third project speaker evaluator. We have our VP of the club, Leadership Development 5, Joanne Lim, to evaluate our table topic master for tonight, Arfan Haider, on his presentation mastery level 3 elective project on active listening. Let us welcome Leadership Development 5, Joanne Lim.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator Eileen. Ladies and gentlemen, for the benefit of the guest, the purpose of this project that Arfan has delivered as a table topics master is for him to learn the essence of how to become a good active listener. He has to learn every trick in the book to be a good listener, to capture the essence of what the speaker has shared, and facilitate the transitioning of one speaker to another. After close scrutiny on the performance of Arfan, I would like to give some of my feedback on his performance today as a table topics master. What I think Arfan did very well is that he tried to give a brief summary of each speaker. For example, one of the speakers shared about how by reading a book help her to gain knowledge, help her to gain insight and wisdom. And in Arfan's summary, he did recap to say that the speaker, not only that we learn knowledge, we also gain wisdom from reading a book. And I thought that it correlates to what the speaker has shared. Arfan also told us, also recap on the speaker by saying, ebook is convenient, it is time-saving, book is fundamentals. I thought it is wisely done. Another thing that I thought Arfan did well on is by agreeing on the speaker. If you can realize, after every speaker, Arfan tend to say, yes, you are right. You are absolutely right. I agree with you. How do you feel as a speaker when the MC keep on complimenting you like Arfan did? You feel good, right? So by agreeing to the speaker, I thought that helps the speaker feel good. I thought Arfan also excelled in giving encouragement to the speaker. For example, he said, we would like to learn more what you are reading next time. This is one of the statements he has made. He also said, well done on your speech. So I thought this kind of encouragement is good as a transitioning from one speaker to another. What I thought as a table topics master to practice on active listening, I understand that due to we are having a hybrid format, audio could be somewhat a challenge to you at certain point of times. And I noticed that at some points you tend to just skip the capturing the essence of the speech because you couldn't hear the speaker well. Here, I'd like to give you a tips. If let's say this happens again, you could simply thank the speaker. If let's say you couldn't hear a thing that the speaker said, you could just say, thank you for your sharing. Thank you for your enlightenment. Thanks for sharing every trick in the book on how we can read better. So by thanking the speaker, it helped you to transition. It helped you to acknowledge what the speaker has just shared. Next, I would like to suggest you to shorten the table topics because that would help active listening of the people who is going to speak on the topic. I noticed that the topics might be a little bit too long for the speaker to be captured. So perhaps you could try to shorten it, take the essence of the topics. With that, I would like to conclude my evaluation for Arfan. I thought you did well in giving a brief summary. You excelled at agreeing to the speaker and giving encouragement. I thought you could work on filling the gap by thanking the speaker when you couldn't hear them well. Also, to shorten your topics for your listener to be able to capture your essence. Thank you, and back to General Evaluator Eileen.
Thank you very much to Leadership Development 5, Joanne Lim, for her evaluation. And now it is time for the table topics evaluation. It will be delivered by a visiting Toastmaster, Innovative Planner 2, Valarie Lim. And the timing sequence for her evaluation is for 4 to 6 minutes. So timer, please note that at the 4th minute, the green screen will be shown. At the 5th minute, the yellow screen will be shown. And at 6 minutes, the red screen will be shown. And at 6 minutes and 15 seconds, I believe the screen with the bell icon will be shown. And the speaker has 15 seconds to wrap up her speech. And now let us welcome Innovative Planner 2, Valarie Lim, for her table topics evaluation.
Thank you so much, our General Evaluator, Eileen. So hi everyone. I'm so amazed by all of the enthusiastic and very active members and guests in this club. But I am only given a 4 to 6 minutes to evaluate the table topic. So just bear with me, I'll need to keep it short. So for our first table topic speaker, Miss Yong, your title is What Role Do Books Play in Your Life and Personal Growth? Well, personally, I like how you structure your speech because you give us a background of how reading has influenced you. You mentioned that your parents has implemented reading in your life since young. Okay, since the moment you were born, you learned 1, 2, 3 and ABC from the book. And it gives us a very good background of how you first read. And I really like that. The second point I really like about your speech is I noticed you implemented hand gestures in your table topics. For example, when you are mentioning we can learn a lot of knowledge in the book, for example, hard knowledge, insights, or even real life soft skills. And I think that using hand gesture is a very good way to express yourself other than using your mouth, because people can easily identify what are you trying to say. So to bring your table topics to the next level, I would suggest perhaps you could share a conclusion of your speech before you end it. Perhaps you could share that you could just wrap up your speech by rephrasing your points and then just encourage everyone to read a book daily. And I think that will add a greater impact to the audience. So well done on that. Moving on to the next speaker, Hema. Your speech title was, do you think ebooks will eventually be replaced printed books, or will there be a place for both formats in the reading world? I have so much positive comments for you and I can't list them all down because I noticed you had a very great start to this topic. You first laid down both of the good points for ebooks and also printed books, and you only decide that ebooks are better because they are more convenient. And throughout your speech, you also share one of your favorite book, and you not only just verbally tell us, but you also show us the book, which I think is a really good gesture for everyone to know what is your favorite book. Finally, I really like that you wrap up your speech with a conclusion. So there's a beginning, there's a content, there's a conclusion. You mentioned in your conclusion that no matter which format of the book is, it is up to you, how do you improve yourself, which I think it can really add values to whoever is listening to you. So just one point of improvement for you, perhaps during an online meeting, you can consider to position your camera better, because just now I noticed your camera positioning only shows your face. Perhaps you can position your camera such that it shows at least half of your body, so I can see your hand gesture while you're presenting. Moving on to the third speaker, Josie. What is the biggest benefits of books and why? Okay, so the first point I really like about your speech is you repeat the question right after you receive the question. And I think this is a very good way to start a speech because it stores time for yourself to think, what are you trying to say later? So for all of the beginners, for all of the guests who are visiting, this is a great tactic for you to store time for yourself, to think for your content for the speech later. So I think you did a really great job on this. And perhaps one room of improvement for you is also to add a conclusion to your speech, because I noticed that you might be ending your speech a little bit too abruptly. Perhaps you can just mention, you can just rephrase the points. What is the biggest benefit of books? For example, calm down your mind and also widen your knowledge. And also, I encourage everyone here to read a book daily so you could gain more knowledge in your life. So well done on that, Josie. And moving on to the next fourth speaker. Have you ever smelled the pages of old books? How does it make you feel? First of all, I would like to deeply apologize to this speaker because I couldn't catch most of your content during your speech because the audio was a little bit unstable. So, but one thing I noticed from your speech is, I noticed when you were speaking, you were demonstrating very positive body language and also hand gesture. But sorry that I couldn't really catch your content, so I am not quite sure what your hand gesture and body language are correlating to. So perhaps one tip for all of the online speakers and physical speakers who are speaking next time, perhaps next time you can hold the mic nearer to your mouth so the online speaker can listen to it clearly. So sorry about that and well done on your speech. I noticed that you have great body language and also well-prepared hand gesture. Moving on to the fifth speaker, Chelsea, who is also a new guest joining the club today. How can we encourage more people to read, especially in the age of digital distraction? Okay, you mentioned about social media, how social media has impacted us in nowadays life. And you also mentioned that reading can actually bring us the benefit of gaining more knowledge. So perhaps I think that you are trying to say that informing people about the benefits of reading will be one of the ways to encourage people to read more. Okay, so thanks for your point. And I think it is, first of all, I think it's a really great attempt for a first-time speaker because you just took up the challenge and do table topics, which I believe most of the guests or new members would not be able to do so. Maybe due to stage fright, maybe due to unfamiliarity in the club. And I really want to give you a thumbs up for doing that, for your bravery. Perhaps next time, if you were to tackle a table topics again, you could pause after you receive the question. You could take some time to think of your content before you start speaking. Because table topics is hard because you need to think on your feet. Perhaps next time, just stand on the stage, think for 10 seconds, no worries on that. Everyone will understand because you need time to think. And perhaps you can come out with a well-crafted speech next time. Good job on that. And moving on to the final speaker, Sugan. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Your title is, How Do You Imagine the World Without Any Books? First of all, Sugan, I really like that you lay down your points very clearly and in a structured manner. You mentioned that books is necessary for reference. And you mentioned that actually all knowledge are from books, even those things that you see on social media are all from books. So perhaps in your next table topics to bring your speech to the next level, I would suggest maybe you could look into your staging because I realized most of the time you were standing near the lectern. So perhaps if you were to consider your staging, for example, when you are speaking about books is necessary for reference, you can definitely move to the left. And when you were talking about examples, you mentioned that social media and other places, all the knowledge are come from these places, you can move to the right. And when you want to rephrase your points and wrap up your speech, when you are doing a conclusion, you can move to the middle. And I think it would be a greater, the audience will receive it better when you were delivering your speech. And from all of the table topic speaker, I'm glad to see all of your passion towards reading books. And I can't wait to see all of you to learn and receive knowledge from books. And thank you to all of the table topic speaker today. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much to our table topics evaluator, Innovative Planner 2, Valarie. And now may I invite our timer, Presentation Mastery 4, Goy Lai Hock, to present his timer's report.
Dear Jean, our first evaluator Next slot is put for 4 minutes 5 seconds. Exceed the time allocation. Second speaker, Bernard Wong, is put for 4 minutes 7 seconds. Exceed the allocation, time allocation. Third speaker, Joanne Lim, she is put for 3 minutes 29 seconds. So she was the only winner for this evaluation. Our last table topic, Evaluator, Valarie Lim Lee. She spoke for 8 minutes 37 seconds. Exceed the time allocations. Back to you, G.
Thank you very much to our timer for his very precise timer's report. And I believe that there is only one evaluator who is eligible to be voted. So by default, she is the winner. So there will be no voting for the evaluation session. And next up, may I invite our grammarian duo. We have 2 grammarians for this meeting tonight, and they are none other than Innovative Planner 4, Jason Chang, and also Persuasive Influence 2, Ng Sin A, as the grammarian for tonight to present their report as they had diligently listened to the good usage of the English language, and also they would share with us what are the points to improve on. Let's welcome our grammarian duo.
Thank you, G. Really. So today we are a little bit special. We have total 3 grammarians, 2 on the floor, another in behind of the screen for the wall. So I will be representing grammarians. Our goal is to scrutiny every grammar's mispronunciations, room of improvement for audience. First word of the day, scrutiny. We heard Yves pronounce 1 and Joanne 1 time. So the rest, if we misheard, please forgive us. First come to the mispronunciation. So for TME, she mentioned way should be announced as where, is ending with ER as well. Second, complement. Actually, to pronounce as complement. As everyone mentioned, evening. It should be mentioned as evening. So please mind your plural and your singular mistakes. For example, like Toastmaster or Toastmasters. Year or years. So for next, network. It should be pronounced as network. Evaluation. It should be pronounced as evaluation. Ceremony is not pronounced as ceremony. It should be pronounced as ceremony. Some mispronounce the effectively, so it should be pronounced as effectively. So strategy is not strategy. It should be pronounced as strategy. So next, the improper grammatical use and the suggestion for improvement. Let's start with the improper use. What is the Toastmaster? Should be, what is Toastmasters? He is project should be his project. Timer sequence should be timing sequence. Speaker, please wrap up your speech. Should be, please conclude your speech. Become a small boss. Maybe you can use as be your own boss. Not a very well salary. Should be middle range of salary. He was presenting. Should be he is presenting. Our quite new member should be our newly joined member. Ebook or print book should be ebook or printed book. I'm really addictive with this book should be I'm really addictive to this book. No read book should be not a book lover. I get inspired should be I was inspired. Next, the suggestion or the room of improvement. I think we have to go through. Just now, there's one speaker mentioned the foreign language in Mandarin, Chen Xiang, should be Argo. Okay, this one. This one.
Argo.
So the excellent use of language. Our first speaker, history, culture, society, from a diverse perspective. Venture capitalists and startup founders embrace the struggle. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. Very astonishing. Embark on the journey. It was an eye-opening trip. Indulge into the scenery. Practice make you perfect. Last, majestic view or breathtaking view. That's all. Thank you. Back to you, TMB.
Thank you very much to our representative of the 3 grammarians for tonight. Our innovative planner 4, Jason Chang. Let's give him a big round of applause. Okay, now I would like to invite someone who has been fixing his ears throughout the whole meeting to capture any time fillers that are spoken throughout the meeting. And this is none other than our R counter. Let us welcome our presentation mastery 5, Leong Ying Yi, to deliver the R counter report.
I think I use mine with more here. Okay, am I audible?
Yes.
Thank you so much. So the purpose of the R counter is to not any overuse words or filler sounds used as a crutches by any speakers who speak during the meeting. And what crutches will be fine in 10 cents, maximum penalty will be 3 ringgit. So our guests and our visiting Toastmaster will be exempted. First speaker, Jason Chang spoke 1 hour, total 1 crutches. Subject Claire Tan, so far no, congratulations. President Yves, 1 hour, repeated words, I love, why, either. So far, 5 crutches. TME, Eileen Lim, 3R, 4 6R, so 10, 1 large, total 24 crutches. Zoom master today, 1 multimedia Joanne, so far no any crutches, congratulations. Timer, also no crutches, congratulations. General Evaluator Eileen Lim Ee Lin, so far also no crutches. Speaker Kang Wei Ling, 1 la, 2 3 1 is not a burner language, but it's saying Ayong. So it's total 7 crutches. Toastmaster, table topic master, Alpha, 13 70 in total 30 crutches. Liberator number 1, Max Law spoke 6 1 2. So 2 3 times, the 1 time. So in total 9 crutches. Liberator number 2, burden won't no crutches, congratulations. Table topic evaluator Valarie 2 3 in total later I will calculate it because for beginner Toastmaster they know penalty for it. And table topic speaker Xiong 4 2 1 repeated what the total in 8 crutches. Toastmaster Hemarani 1 total 1 crutches. Speaker Angel 1 1 soul, burner language for Tache and Chen Xiang. In total 4 crutches. And Toastmaster Hadid's guest or Toastmaster, I'm so sorry. 1 our guest Chelsea 40 6 1 soul, total 23 crutches, but because of guest then example And our easy guest token is so total 4 questions, no penalty also. Those token is for the art counter report back to general evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our counter presentation master Leong Ying Yi on her very detailed counter report. I hope all of you are not frightened by her scrutiny report on each person's time fillers. And now may I invite our timer, presentation master Goy Lai Hock, to present his report of the timing of our whole meeting today. Let us welcome our timer.
Thank you, Julie. This is my role players timer report. First, SA, Creighton, spoke for 8 minutes, 5 seconds. Exit high allocation. President instance, he spoke for 4 minutes, 10 seconds. Within high allocation. Our TME, Eileen, spoke for 7 minutes. Within high allocation. Our Hemarani, Jason, he spoke for 4 minutes, 18 seconds. Within high allocation. Our counters, YY, she spoke for 3 minutes, 20 seconds. Within the high allocation. Our table topic masters spoke for 25 minutes, 20 seconds. Exit high allocation. Our VPMs for introduced for the new member induction ceremony, she spoke for 8 minutes within the high allocation. Thank you. This is my timer report. Back to you, G.
Thank you very much to our timer, presentation master Goy Lai Hock. And now it is time for my evaluation as the general evaluator to evaluate the whole meeting that I have been watching and observing throughout the night tonight. And first of all, the meeting started on time at 7:30 sharp. And if anyone had noticed, I had accidentally dropped out for, I think, less than half a minute, but they did not wait for me and they proceeded punctually. And this is something that is very good because in speaking in Toastmasters, we would like to practice this type of discipline because time is the essence of everything. And very kudos to that. Next is the introduction by the SAA. She started the meeting full of vigor. And I like the part especially where she introduced the guests before that by doing a demonstration herself on how to introduce yourself. I think that is something that I would like to bring back to my own home club as well. And good job to our SAA. Next was the president with his opening speech. During his opening address, he welcomed everyone, the guests, the members, and also the new members. There's also one reinstated member, if I'm not mistaken. And he briefly introduced about the theme of today, which is the World Book Day, which I find is very interesting. And it is very timely as well because the World Book Day is on the 23rd of April, which is not too far away. And after the president's address, our Lady TME took over with a very lively atmosphere. She lightened up the whole meeting as she introduced to everyone what is Toastmasters about before heading into the in-depth of the prepared speech session. And she introduced the agenda of the meeting and the role players. And I realized that she spoke really confidently and she never missed out any new guests who joined even later after all the other guests were being introduced. And the induction of new members were done very smoothly by the VPM as well. And I think it is something really good, very well done. Throughout the prepared speech session, everything was well coordinated between the Toastmaster of the evening and also our multimedia master, which is Joanne. And I like the way that everything is projected on screen so that we are able to follow through what is being said, especially on the objective of the project and also the title of the project. And even though throughout the session, there are a little bit of hiccups, maybe there are some parts where we couldn't hear clearly or the camera was not on. Throughout this whole session, when I'm here in the online setting, we have someone, a member from the club, who has been coordinating throughout to make sure that it runs smoothly, to make sure that we can hear the speaker clearly. And that is something that I find really commendable about the club. The teamwork is really good. Next off, we have the table topic session, which was conducted by a newly minted member of this club. It is none other than Toastmaster Arfan. And I like that the topics that was presented to everyone was easy to understand, was easy for people to elaborate on. And one thing is, even the guests were not spared. I was just telling my fellow mentee, Josie, that, hey, they are picking up people, so you better get ready. And really, she got caught. Table topic session is a really good chance for you to try to speak so that you will gain more confidence if you keep repeating it. And really good job to Arfan for conducting the table topic session smoothly. The only thing I would like to highlight or suggest is that perhaps you could communicate with the timer to ensure that the timing of the whole session is well kept so that we will not be too far away from schedule. Next off, we have our prepared speech evaluators. We have 3 evaluators for tonight. All of them spoke in very well manner and giving positive, constructive feedback, which I believe all the speakers and including us, the audience, have managed to pick up a lot of useful tips on how to improve in speaking. Next off, we have our grammarian. And I was surprised. This is my first time having to see 3 grammarians in a meeting. So none of us can escape from the scrutiny in our grammar use throughout the meeting. And I had also learned a new word, which is spoken in Chinese, but I will not say it or it will be a time filler. So I'm thankful and good job to all the grammarians for sharing with us what we can improve throughout the meeting. Last but not least is the timer, who has been keeping in track the timings of throughout the whole meeting. And he did not miss any speaker, and he had clearly stated if there are anyone who had spoken over time or within time, and that is also a job very well done. Congratulations to all the role players. Well, of course, there is a quote by Robert Allen that there is never failure, but there is only feedback. And I understand that it is very challenging to have a meeting in hybrid mode because we would have to make sure that both sides, in the physical and also in the online setting, everyone can enjoy and can learn and listen at the same time. And it is not easy to conduct that. And I would like to congratulate the club for doing a very well done job. But if I may suggest certain steps to improve, would be firstly, it would be great if the Toastmaster of the evening can highlight if there are any changes within the agenda of the meeting. For example, there are changes in the grammarian for tonight. Perhaps she can highlight it at the start of the meeting, or maybe if there is no changes also, it will be good to say that there are no changes to our agenda tonight. So there's just some minor things. Secondly would be the timer. So one challenge we had throughout this meeting was that if the speaker is from online, we could not see what is the timing the timing background through our view here. But it was quickly rectified at the end, where there is a timer present on screen. So perhaps in the future meetings, we can arrange for 2 timers, one for the physical side and another on screen to match together so that all of us can know whether the speaker is speaking according to time or not. Thirdly would be the position of the speakers. I believe for the seasoned speakers, for Toastmaster members, they are already well versed with the speaking area on eye contact and all that. But one thing that I noticed that during the table topic session, when a speaker, especially a new member or a guest comes to speak, they are standing very far away from my view here. They are standing right next to the lectern. So it becomes very small. It would be great if perhaps members of the club could just use a sticker or so to make a mark in the middle of the stage, so-called stage, so that this new speaker or the new member could learn what it feels like to really be in the middle of the audience and to present their speech more effectively. This is something that requires practice for all new speakers. So anyway, congratulations to everyone for making this meeting a success. It is my first time here and I greatly enjoyed it. I hope that I am able to join all of you again in the coming future. Thank you. And that is all for my general evaluation report tonight. Back to you, to the Toastmaster of the evening. Presentation mastery for Eileen Chin.
Thank you, our GE. So great to have you, our GE. You give us a comprehensive and insightful evaluation. Thank you, GE. So, without further ado, now what is the continuous session? Is our award presentation. So, guys, who is your best speaker? Or who is your table topic and evaluation speaker? So, without further ado, I shall invite our president. Please come on stage to present our award presentation. Well, I will present the best speaker. Alright, guys, we only got 2 speakers. You're like the young boy or the senior. Who like young or who like senior? Alright, our best speaker is Yves. Congratulations. Yeah. Photographer, can you stand by? So we take photo together. Yeah. All right. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. All right. Thank you. So please stay on stage, our president. So continue is award presentation best speaker. Wow. Congratulations, easy, but we got 2 best table topic speaker. One is DJ, another one is online. Toastmaster Hemarani. Please welcome. Okay. I come and stay first. Take a photo with Hema. Yes. Hema first. All right. So Hema, are you ready?
If move a bit.
Hema.
Right side.
Hema wanted. Together. All right.
1,
1, 2, 3. One more time. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
All right. Thank you, Hema. Continue is our physical Toastmaster. Okay. It's easy. Are you together?
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Thank you. It's our best evaluation. Who is that? No winner fighting, huh? Only one. Only Toastmaster Joanne Lim. Joanne Lim. Yes. All right. Yeah, right.
Okay. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Got 5.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Our turn. So continue is any club, our club for any special announcements or activity announcements for our club first. Special announcements. Any special announcement? No. So how about our visiting Toastmaster for any club? No. All right. So continue is without further ado, I shall invite our president to have his closing address. Please welcome.
Thank you, our lovely Toastmaster of the evening, Eileen. And first thing first, I'm so happy that we have this book meetings today. And first thing first, I would like to seek some feedback from our attendance today. Can we start from our online guest? Josie, are you there, Josie? Can you share with us a short while? How do you feel about today's meeting?
Muted.
Oh, you are muted. Can't hear you.
It's something new for me. I'm quite enjoying for it. I don't know what to say. That's all.
Okay, thank you, Josie. And I thought I saw a future Toastmaster. You have Toastmaster beside you. I look forward for that as well. For you to join. Okay, can I have Annie? Hi, Annie or Annie? Sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. Hi.
Annie, hi.
Hi, Annie.
All right, I have some feedback. Okay, what I like about your meeting is that you have many role players. So many that you can even spare 3 persons as grammarians. That's a good thing anyway. And you also have an active chat box where, you know, even grammarian keep coming up with so many usage of the word of the day, so that we can see how we can use the word of the day. And of course, on areas that perhaps you can improve, all right, is of course the audio part. Of course, I understand that hybrid meeting is really not easy, but I still thank you for organizing a hybrid meeting, and that's why I get to join your meeting today. So you can work on the audio part because it's really not so clear for online audience. And the next thing is also, I am actually here to see the wonders of Yves. So I have yet to see that. Perhaps you can share with us, like, how are you gonna use Yves to analyze all the speech? So that is my feedback. I enjoy your meeting and thanks for having me.
Thank you, Annie, on your feedback. And in fact, have you noticed that just now we have a Yves account join the Zoom meeting? And that is when Julie already started to record the meetings, and you get analyzed after meetings ended. We won't get any immediate result, but after the meeting ended, the artificial intelligence assistant Julie will send us an email with the analytics. I can share with you after the meeting. Please leave your contact to me or to our ETMs, okay? Or PPRs. Thank you, Annie. And next, I'm also happy to see some of our members, like Hema, even without a role, you still challenge yourself on the table topics. Very well done on that. And I also noticed that Noah joined us a little while and he left the meetings. And I also saw CN. So next time, I look forward CN to try some table topics. Not only just simply join the meetings. And a shout out to Arfan. You mentioned to recall myself. I remember that when I joined this club, and my first speech gave me 5 ringgit fine. art counter. So now you're like another champion from our like this is something that I'm just close to our art counter today. My wife who can successful.
I think there should be maximum.
I forward to reduce from. In fact, just for information,
Yeah.
I have to lower down the 5 ringgit to 3 ringgit now. Maximum. So I challenge you to challenge me on the account, then more on the account. And
Yeah, there should be maximum upper limit.
thank you, and I'm so grateful for Valarie on your evaluation of all the different topics. Thank you for that. I look forward to going for more visit and last but not least, of course, from our management evaluator, Eileen. And this is your first time, right? And I look forward for your second time and hopefully in person at the physical venue here in Sutera Utama. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite some guests from here to hear from your feedback on today's meeting.
One.
Yeah. Well, yes. Any feedback for today's meeting?
Okay, really thank you to let me have a feedback. So actually I'm very interesting at the paper topic. Yeah, start of the co-master that really give me the very impression. They can once they take the topic, they can have a very good speech and good talk and with the time. Like already well prepared for the topic. Yeah. So I think they're already very good to think, to evaluate their thinking and talk immediately. So I think this topic is very interesting and very good for every person lah. Okay. So I think that's all for my feedback. It's very good with this event for today. Yeah.
And Chelsea.
So today is my first time joining this meeting. So I realized it is very different from online because online you can you can just like let's say for the paper topic you can unlike from here and you need to go on the stage and you need to face all familiar faces to give to present the topic. Yeah, so I think it's a good try today.
So next can we have Russell? Take one. Very first time all my brother team. I think I did very well because this we can one is should be just in the I mean all of the we need to start in the base because we can learn how to write a figures, write a essay, or write a how we pay our time. When we study, okay, we can tell the time, or for you to join more Toastmasters meetings. And then we have Shuni.
It's very good learning environment.
Thank you, Sean. Feedback and Danny.
Actually, I think it's very enjoying tonight because I learned more word from the grammarian tonight. Because me, I'm long time no using English. Because we seldom to talking English, so I think the pronunciation is not accurate for me. So I think this is very advanced stage for me. So thank you very much. That's all.
And this is very for today's meeting.
Hi, this is my second meeting. This was online, and this is my physical class. And what I learned, these things are very common in our human life, but here I can feel the positive aura that each Toastmaster bring and then guide their best level to educate, like myself, I'm a newcomer, from those below my friends, to their level best in terms of grammarians. And then our table topics, one is the content you will put in. I think this is very good association. And then I believe that from here, I can grow a level my best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Suga, and all the guests today, and I hope that you will join us our meetings to be not only guests but as a Toastmasters member. Okay. And lastly, I want to hear from someone who requested me to join back our club. Our Madam Chair.
Okay, I have to slander myself, even though I'm today a grammarian, something or but I only contribute 10% of this. I really enjoy all the speech and then especially the Yves and also our new young guys, the storytelling style. Really concentrate on the speech and I do not have to try to write and the one check is the wrong grammar that you need to improve. So actually after 1 year I've stopped joining the Toastmasters, and today is the first time I'm physically here, but I still can feel very strong and enthusiastic of all the senior members. They're really good and guide the team over here. My humble advice to the newcomers, please don't follow my steps. Stop for the 1 year and then rejoin. You will lose a lot of team. Today, for the first day I come to the physical meetings, then I learn a lot of things. Then I can. It actually encouraged me to come again the Toastmaster and learn from all these people. Yeah, very good.
And now I got 3 things to share with you. The first one, I noticed there's a one from our agenda. On the second page, there's a corner here with the 2 words. So if you next time we cannot scan on the PowerPoint on the screen, we can scan from the agenda here for the votings. And next is the club officers is currently open for nomination. So if you yourself or you notice that there are some talents in our club that you think that they can learn out very well, nominate them or nominate yourself. Okay. And lastly is the AGM. Our annual general meeting will be fall on our first meeting on June. It is not on 1st June. One moment. Our AGM will fall on 7th of June, which is our first meeting, is a Zoom meeting online on this. And as we come to the end of our meetings, I'm going to take a moment to reflect the flow of books, especially on this theme, and then the joy of reading. And today, we celebrated World Book Day. I believe some of you here already learned a little things or two on how we can learn from books and how books influence us in the life. And as a Toastmasters, we are committed to a lifelong learning and personal growth. And books are an essential part of this journey. And some of you here to try to pick up the books even in 1 whole year, 365 days, you can only read about 1 book, and that is good enough, and that is better than average. And as we are closing our meetings, I want to extend a warm greetings to those who are celebrating Selamat Hari Raya. And may this occasion bring you joy, happiness, your family and your loved ones, and to your communities. And thank you for joining us today. So physically here or online guests, all the online members, and thank you for joining us. And remember to keep reading, keep learning, and keep growing. Selamat Hari Raya and have a great night. Now is the time for food. And for the online members, hopefully we can see you another time. And thank you for joining us. Once again, thank you for joining. Good night.